guys, welcome to Think Woodworks. My name is Izzy Swan and winter's finally here, so I had to put my winter clothes on. But today I wanted to show you this fella. It's a 5/16 bolt with a T-nut, and I got the little prongs bent over backwards and a couple of nuts that are all jam nut on there. And I use this with, a jig to make shoulder tenons, and today I'm going to show you how. Okay, all I've got here is basically a block of wood, and I've got it screwed down to my router table. Obviously you'd want to clamp it if you didn't want to put screw holes in your router table. Then I have this bolt running through here with a Tenon on the other side, and that and then I've cut a line through, or a curve through it with the bandsaw, so I can use that as a clamp, and it clamps this thing into position so I can change the depths. And I've got this thing set up to cut a 1-inch tenon, and then I've installed my little doohickey in my drill, and I'm just going to run that into a 1/4-inch hole that I've screwed on there. And on the other side I have another 1/4-inch hole that will ride along this bar, and in order to change the depth of my tenon, all I need to do is raise or lower my router bed. So let's see how it works. Now if I want that tenon to be smaller, all I need to do is raise my bit a little bit. And you can avoid some of this tear out by having a sharper router bit and going a little bit slower. But I don't. Okay, I've installed a bowl bit, or these actually used to be a cove bit, but I've cut the head of it off. And I would use that if I wanted a bit more of a decorative tenon. Show you how that works. Now I've got a piece of hickory here. It's just rustic that I just peeled the bark of it off, and I would use this on rustic furniture or as a stretcher for maybe a chair. And I want to cut a tenon in the end of it. So again, I just drilled that corresponding hole, tried to keep it as straight as I can, and I'm going to turn this on. And of course, there's the table saw method. I wouldn't recommend setting up that other jig on the table saw unless you've got really strong steel. But what I've got here is just 2 plates of plywood that are screwed together, and 2 holes that correspond with each other that this fits in, nice and snug. Now this is a neat technique, and you may have seen this before, but the problem with this is you always have to make new size plates for whenever you want to do a different size tenon. So the other way, you can just adjust the depth or the height of your router bit, and that covers your tenon. Let's look at this thing. All these techniques work really well, but one thing I wanted to show you, you don't have to use the drill. This could all be done by hand, and the slower you go on that with a duller bit, obviously the nicer cut you're going to get. I have really dull bits right now, I need to sharpen them, but you can do the same thing by hand. Thanks for watching, guys. We got lots of fun stuff coming up. $50 wood shop's just about ready to get back up and running. We got some really crazy cool stuff coming up with that, and a lot more useful tips and techniques. Thanks for watching. If you need to cut a shoulder tenon, round shoulder tenon, or you want to do a decorative tenon, it's not a bad way to try it. Remember, you don't have to hook your drill up to it if you don't feel like it. You can do it by hand, or you can use a drill, because I don't do anything by hand. See you guys later.